Hello, I'm Avery or Hazel or Kylie. You can just pick one, I don't care.
Hello, I am Lily.
And welcome to the From the Closet podcast. Today we are covering Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 5. Fucking finally, because I swear to
Two more
God,
seasons left.
yeah, I swear to God, this episode this recording has been delayed by like a week and a half. It is
But
absurd. We are very
but
behind.
or
Sorry, what?
but we finally got there in the end, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, it was like first there were weather problems, and then my phone charger quit working, and then weather problems again.
No,
And
seriously,
it's
I was
like,
at this oh shit, I need to watch the rest of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, episode's been delayed. I have time.
yeah, it was just a fucking mess. And then on top of that, like, it's been 3 months since we covered a season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because you remember we had to get through Inhumans and Slingshot.
And man, that wait was worth it. I mean, wow.
Yeah. Like, holy hell. Plus, I mean, it's not just that we had to get through Inhumans and Slingshot, but it was also beneficial because, like, this was the point where we had a sort of, not really, kind of Infinity War tie-in. We'll get to that later.
They
But
literally
yeah,
mentioned like one name, but we didn't know that, so
but anyway, if you would like to avoid spoilers for this season, there will be a link in the description below to the Just Watch page for this series. On which you will find like links to all the places you can rent, purchase, or stream this series, with price comparisons for renting. And actually, I don't think it displays prices for TV shows. It just displays the number of
oh
seasons
yeah.
each platform has.
No. If you go into a season, then it displays the price for said season.
Oh, weird. Whatever.
And we
But for
said
us
this
here,
for season 4, but like if you're anywhere curious about this, please go watch it yourself. Like this is we said for season 4, and I'm going to say it again. This show, this season is great. Please watch it
yes.
yourself.
Like, my God, I feel like people are going to be mad that I'm rating this above Gravity Falls, but I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the best show we've covered on the podcast, just flat
Oh,
out.
fucking like it was a rough start, I'll give it that. But season 4 just killed it. And then season 5 just took the corpse and threw it in lava.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
God, like, this is some of the best stuff I've seen out of Marvel. Like, honestly. I don't think
absolutely.
either. I don't think either season quite beats Infinity War for me, but god damn, they come close.
I mean, putting season 4 and then you hit it home with season 5, like, what? How are you doing this?
Yeah, but anyway, go watch it yourself, please. Um, but before we get deep into this, you will also find a link in the description below to our Patreon, where you can vote on future episodes of this show, as well as get access to episodes before they release, as well as early access to episodes of our sister show, Off the Shelf, which is about books, and that podcast is exclusive to YouTube and Patreon. By the time this comes out, I might have gotten episode 3 done, but don't count on that. Also, in the description, you'll find a link to Anchor.fm, which is now Spotify for podcasters. Um, and that page will have links to every platform you can listen to this podcast on, as well as links to our Instagram and Twitter, where you can be notified when we release new episodes. And also, if you would like to support us but can't do so financially, the best way is to listen to the podcast on Spotify. But with all that
And
being
with,
said,
yeah.
sorry, what?
I was literally just about to say what you were going to say.
Yeah. But with all that being said, I am very anxious to start talking about this series like in detail because oh my god, please get out if you want to avoid spoilers. We're going to start talking now.
I mean, I feel like I just need to talk about this to someone after everything I just watched.
Yeah, like I don't know, like this I
Okay, the
you know,
amount of references they put in to like the entire show is astounding. They bring up the framework, LMDs, the serum, Daisy's mother, Daisy's father.
gravitonium.
Oh my god, Gravitonium. Like, we see the plot thread beginning. Season
Hell,
1, Episode 3. Like,
hell, even bringing back the monoliths because remember the first monolith we saw was technically in season 2, but it was the main plot of season 3. We even see Hive at one point in this season.
I mean, it's a shame that all the monoliths just fucking died, but, you know.
Yeah, we didn't really get to see like much of the third monolith, but the third monolith is supposed to be like creation, which
So,
kind of
makes
explains a
sense.
lot of what happened when they exploded.
So, creation, what ended up getting created was their worst nightmares.
Yeah. And talking about that, when just circling back to Fitz for a moment, I'm not 100% convinced that the whole psychic split that Fitz experienced wasn't a creation from that rift in space time.
Oh no, I
Because,
actually think, like, his worst fear was not him. His worst fear was becoming him.
yeah, exactly. So, like, I think the characters kind of dropped the ball on that one. I do think it was actually his greatest fear being made manifest, which is crazy.
I mean, the greatest fear was just. And Coulson's fear of, having another chance again. Having all of it, also all of this fake.
Yeah, like wow, that's a pretty deep one there. I mean, I'd be
Uh,
legitimately scared too. But I mean, at the same time, there are things that you just couldn't come up with that he's been through since that happened.
oh, absolutely. And Death. And they also tied in Death Rider for, why he's
You mean
dying.
Ghost
Or Ghost
Rider?
Rider. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, which like I had his death spoiled for me before watching this season. I didn't know it was going to be this season. I thought it was going to be in season 7 naturally, but
I mean, once I saw that, Coulson was dying, I knew it was happening this season.
yeah. I mean, once they revealed he was going to die, like then like obviously it would be this season because otherwise it would be weird. But
Also, Daisy just, like, throwing everything, like, everything of her character just out the window. Like, I bet she does things in this season that she would not have done in any other circumstance.
I mean, she thought she had destroyed the world. Um,
I mean, like, digging up, her dead mother.
yeah, to try to save Coulson. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the
Like,
saving Coles, like, I mean, it makes sense in context, but it's just bone chilling the length of where she would go.
can we talk about how, like, just that one character assumed that Jiaying was the name of a place? Because that's kind of funny to me. And you know, another moment that's funny to me is like we find out that Mac was like used to be obsessed with MC Hammer, and then like when he and Coulson and like some other people go on like a mission to a flying boat in the sky, which just okay. They
Oh,
go
honestly,
there.
the only thing that can remind me of is there are more planes in the ocean than boats in the sky.
Yeah, but I don't know. I found the joke where like they're going to get the gravitonium and they can't touch it. Like when Coulson just like says, "Mac, can't touch this."
Oh, I love that. Oh, didn't later in the episode Max said it's hammer time?
It might have been later that episode or later the season, but yeah, hammer time. Like, god damn it, that shit is funny as fuck.
Oh my god!
So,
And watch it. Who is the future boy again?
Deke.
Yeah, Deke. I love Deke. To the point, like, when they reveal that they are Simmons and Fitz gra- um, grandson, like, oh my god, I was at the edge of my seat there.
See, here's another interesting thing about my experience here.
Hmm.
I had gotten spoiled that Fitz and Simmons' grandson would come from the future, but it took me quite a while to realize, oh shit, that's Deke. Like,
Also, do you remember when I DM'd you? It was like, this is just Fire Emblem Awakening.
oh, is that when that reveal happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
also
like,
I also got spoiled on the fact that Fitz and Simmons would get married.
honestly, I think that's like just the best part about this season.
Yeah, the fact that they get married and then that version of Fitz dies. So the version of Fitz that they have to go and rescue has no idea that they're married now.
To be fair, though, and I was thinking about this, to be fair, Fitz, like, the moment, like, that version of Fitz sees Simmons, they're just like, yeah, let's get married. Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
like, it's not like, what we see in, later in the MCU.
What do you mean?
You'll find out, actually.
Is it a Guardians 3 thing? Because I'm literally going to watch that like sometime this week.
Yeah. I mean, technically you
Okay.
should already know it, but they're gonna bring it up in Guardians 3.
Okay.
But,
I,
God,
I
where
assume it's
else?
something to do with Peter and Gamora.
Yeah. I mean, this season just perfectly connects to season 4. Well, first of all, this season just immediately episode 1 just takes you out of everything you're comfortable with and brings you into a new environment.
Yeah. You know,
Like,
ju-
does not waste any time.
and you know, while they were in this future like era,
Mhm.
there is one like complaint I do have here, and it's that I don't really like Cassius as a villain.
The
I
blue person.
Yeah, I didn't find him to be that compelling, like at all. And then there were moments where it was like he would do something, and l- I remember there was one time specifically where he did something. I can't remember what, and I was like, okay, well that was fucking dumb. Now you don't get what you want. Oh, right. He shot a doctor who said he couldn't do something.
Oh my god, yeah, that was so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, like what? That was the dumbest shit I think I'd seen. And I was
I
like,
mean,
okay,
the
yeah.
only saving factor in that entire interaction was that he's not the villain of the season. Not even close.
Yeah, no. The main villain of this season is, I guess, the Confederacy.
Yeah, and then and then that turned Talbot into their little toy.
Yeah,
Or
Talbot kind of went off the deep end. It's like kind of like what it's kind of reminding me of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky or Time Darkness and Sky, whatever, where like the main villain of the game, spoilers by the way, is Dusk Noir, but the final boss is Dialga.
mm-hmm. I
So
mean, it's what happened to Talbot just so far removed from sane. I mean, it started at season 4, which he should not even have lived that, to be brought in here to have a fate worse than death.
yeah, like oh my god, Talbot normally would not have done any of the shit that he did here, but like this guy was shot in the head by an LMD pretending to be Daisy, and I'm actually kind of surprised he knows it wasn't her and like genuinely believes it. And then he gets taken by Hydra, abused and brainwashed, and then he absorbs gravitonium, which uh, apparently has like the people who the gravitonium absorbed are like talking in his head, and that's like all of that together. Like he just went fucking insane,
And
and it's
I in his values of like he wants to be a hero, he wants to be someone that his son can adore. That just I think that just like plays in his mind again and again until it's the only thing he can hear.
yeah.
And
I do like
he
what
justifies his actions.
I do like what I can't remember whether it was Colson or May or somebody else. But someone said like you already are a hero. You became a hero the moment you enlisted. And it's like I feel like that should ring true, but unfortunately Talbot's in a state where he doesn't he can't get the message.
I mean, this was after the Gravitonium. He's gone.
Yeah.
The Talbot that everyone knew is gone now.
And it's worth noting here like his whole the whole thing of like him wanting to get more and more powerful, it was like his goal was ultimately to beat Thanos. But I'm sorry, I don't care. Even if he absorbed Daisy, I don't think he was beating Thanos. His powers were basically manipulating space, and Thanos would have already had the Space Stone. Hell, like we know exactly when Thanos attacks New York in relation to this season. Like they show that. Um, so like by the time Thanos attack, or I guess it's not Thanos, it's Cull Obsidian. But by the time Cull Obsidian attacks New York, Thanos already has the Space Stone. So he was already too powerful for Talbot to ever take him down.
Though, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has always brought one question in my mind. This is in. And each season, we're just getting to even crazier shit. Where the hell are the Avengers right now? Like, when Talbot just absolutely ripped one. Like,
Okay, well, Tony Stark is in space. So is
is
Doctor
this actually taking
Strange.
place during when Infinity War, or
Yes, this is taking place at the same time as Infinity War.
really? Huh. I mean, there's talk about Thanos, but
I
I mean,
mean,
I
they
guess.
lit.
Okay, what would happen? Okay, I actually really do want to know what would happen to Thanos if Talbot won.
I I don't know.
I mean,
I
um, Thanos can survive in space, right? So all you have to get is the stones that blew away from the Earth, absolutely destructing, and then half the universe. Goodbye.
yeah, like I don't know.
I don't know. Can you spare Earth though? Like, I'm pretty sure Earth has had enough damage.
Yeah, like please don't destroy the Earth. I live here.
No, I mean, like, please don't destroy the Earth. The Earth already been destroyed.
But yeah,
Thanos, your work was not needed. More than half the Earth has been destroyed.
can we also talk about like Yo-Yo getting her arms cut off?
That was just tragic. I mean, there was so many tragedies in this season.
Right? Like Jesus, like you already chopped off Coulson's hand and now we're going to chop off Yo-Yo's arms. Yeah, okay.
And the fucking robot arms, like, this. I swear to God, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. writers just love tormenting their characters.
Yeah.
I love
But
how they even address fit the situation with Fitz and Simmons. Like every time they're apart, something bad happens.
yeah. And then like there are some good things that happen though, I guess, kind of. They they finally like they finally give us the payoff that for all the like tension between Coulson and May.
Sadly, that's not gonna last long.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna die, but
I mean,
so are
as
all of
Coulson
us.
puts it, yeah, as Coulson puts it, he already had one life extender. He doesn't need another.
Yeah. At that point, you're really tempting fate. So the thing that is interesting to me about this is these timelines weren't destroyed by the TVA.
Hmm.
We'll talk more about this when we get to Loki, but I find that interesting.
That is true, and may it have something to do with everyone dying.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it later when we get to Loki.
I mean, we already have. This is our first instance of the multiverse theory. And despite everyone's claims, it was not actually Endgame.
Yeah, like this showed up like we had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 5 before we got Endgame. It's not our first mention of the multiverse, um, but it's one of the
I mean, it's
early
our
showcasings of it.
it's our first instance of time traveling in the multiverse, right?
Yeah, I mean, you had Doctor Strange doing shit with the Time Stone, but I don't think that really created branches.
No, I mean when you're doing short things with the time stone, that just rewinds time, basically, right?
Yeah, I think so. You can do more, but it's very, very dangerous to do more with the Time Stone.
I see.
Yeah, we will get into that later. Um, but yeah, like I don't know,
Um,
this season's insane. Thinking about it, um, okay, this season's kind of sci-fi. At least a chunk of it is dystopian. There is a part of me that prefers the psychological horror of season 4.
I mean, there was parts of oh my god, remember like there was one episode of this season that had an intro that was merged with all three of the last season's intros.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like you saw Hydra, the LMD intro, and the other one. I mean, that just gave me chills.
Now, Hale, General Hale died, didn't she?
I think so.
Yeah, because
I mean,
I remember seeing
who
some
didn't die in this season?
uh Daisy.
I mean, okay, so we talked about Coulson. We haven't talked about May that much, but May didn't do much that Daisy wasn't doing. Let's talk about Daisy for a moment. Like everything Daisy's character was going through.
Hold on, I had a thought I wanted to finish. So
Like your thumbs.
Hale was the last head of Hydra. So like now after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 5 and after Infinity War, the only remaining head of Hydra to even be alive anymore is Red Skull. We haven't seen Red Skull since Endgame. I don't think he's going to be like building Hydra back up. I really don't think so. And I also don't think we're going to see him again, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, yeah, Hydra's dead now. I mean, it was dead last season, but now it's very dead.
It was mostly dead during at the end of season 3, but yeah.
Hmm.
God.
I feel like this season, all the characters suffered the worst they've ever suffered.
Except Mac. I think Mac suffered more in season 4.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. He was trapped in a little prison by the person that he loves the most, claiming that she is invincible. So like,
See, the
there must
scary
be
thing
a bit
is
of
like
stress there.
the scary thing is the whole thing with time loops isn't like they weren't actually in a real time loop. So the scary thing about that whole situation is Simmons lived not because she was invincible, but because she got fucking lucky.
Well, here's the thing. She got technically, I mean, in a broader sense, they were in a time loop. The things that happened in the past could have still they were probably still happening. In fact, the only decision that really mattered is what Daisy did.
I think a lot more decisions mattered. I think all of them did. It's just that
Well, yeah, but
they
like Daisy's final decision is what cemented that the timeline is changing.
you could say that was her Nexus event.
I swear to God, Avery. But I love how Robin looked at everyone was like I like she saw something different now.
Yeah, I
Oh my
thought,
god, and the episode The Last Day, that just hits you.
dude, oh my god. Uh, I remember episode 15 being like literally making me go, "What the fuck?" And it's when we learn General Hale's backstory.
Oh, at the School of Hydra.
Yeah, And it's like, okay, not they artificially inseminated her. What the fuck? I I didn't expect this show to go there. Also, we saw young Sitwell, so that was
Oh, yeah, I was just about
something.
to talk about that. Yeah, we saw fucking young Sitwell as he was assigned to Shield.
Yeah, and they bring back Warner von Strucker from like multiple seasons ago. I want to say it was like season 1 or 2 where we saw him. And then God, there's just so much here.
Honestly, I don't think
That
this season had like a dull moment. You know, there's always at least something happening.
for sure there was always something happening. Um but I think probably the worst part of the season is kind of the later part of when they're in the future.
Oh
So,
yeah, I can see that. But the
yeah.
later part, I don't feel like it drags on that much, and then immediately goes to the the present.
Also, just another thing to me. Apparently, Cassius was able to survive getting his neck like slit by Simmons.
Huh.
Yeah, like I don't know. That was weird. Like, how the fuck did he live that?
I mean, Talbot survived a bullet to the head.
I mean, realistically, it is possible to survive a bullet to the head. It's just incredibly rare. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone surviving getting their throat slit.
Hmm.
But
Well, I guess it happened.
then again, Cassius is a fucking alien, so whatever.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, Marvel can really just say, nuh-uh,
Yeah, and that's what they did. They just said, "Nah."
and leave the
But
fans
yeah,
like, the fuck you mean, nuh-uh?
and then I just got to say one other thing that bugged me about this season, and it's not
Hmm.
really an issue with the season itself. It's just the actress who plays Ruby is from Disney Channel. She's literally the star of a Disney Channel sitcom,
Oh, sorry, what's it called?
Liv and Maddie.
Ah, okay, just wondering. Yeah,
Yeah,
that must have been, a shock.
yeah, it's like she plays two characters in that show. Neither one of them are anything like Ruby at all. But like I knew I recognized her and I had to look it up just before recording because it was driving me crazy.
I mean, wow. Imagine playing like a sweet Disney protagonist and that. That's a nice portfolio, if I have to say so myself.
Yeah, well, in the Disney Channel show, she actually plays two characters because she plays a set of twins.
Huh. Damn. Resume's looking pretty big right about now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this season has a lot of season in it.
Oh my god. Damn, they put so much season in this season. It's crazy.
Yeah. And we have finally reached an end to the insanely long Marvel TV shows. Uh, Marvel TV show seasons, I should say. Because season 6 and season 7 are both shorter than this, and all of the other TV shows that we need to cover, uh, like all of the Defenders saga, Runaways, and Cloak and Dagger, as well as Hellstrom, they're all shorter than any of these Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. seasons. So it's going to get a lot easier to cover these going forward.
Oh, thank God, yeah.
But yeah, well, there's no critic ratings today
No critic
because
ratings except ours.
yeah. So how do you want to rate this?
Fuck. That's a good question, Avery. And I'll tell you, that's a great question. Do you want to go
I think,
first?
sure. I think I'll give this a 9.1. I'm not sure what I gave season 4, but I'm pretty sure I gave it higher. I think I gave season 4 a 9.4, maybe.
Oh my god, 9.4 like season 4? Um, I'll go where you're going, Avery, with an 8.9.
All right. Well, I'd tell you what you could join us next week for, but we don't fucking know. Um,
It's
so
literally just two blanks on the schedule. Like
yeah, so you can join us next month for season 6.
you can
I
look
mean,
forward
there's
to
that.
that.
But I'm kind of scared as to how season 6 and 7 are gonna go. But anyway, until next time, I've been Avery, that's been Lily, and we will be seeing you.